I recently had a chance to attend CharIN's North American Testival event in Cleveland, Ohio. Who is CharIN, you say? They are the leading global association dedicated to promote standards in the field of electric vehicle charging across many parts of the world and many types of electric mobility. Later in this video, I talked to their chairman to ask him about the work being done amidst all the changes and challenges in the industry. Testival events are held in different regions to bring together some of the 330 members, collecting data across a variety of test cases to make sure things work. Okay, so why Cleveland, Ohio? This event was hosted by Lincoln Electric. You may know them for their welders. That same expertise of putting out high-powered electricity is now being used to recharge electric vehicles. In my next video, I'll talk to them about their latest product. Who attends these events? Automakers bring electric vehicles, EV charging hardware manufacturers bring their products, and other companies bring their software platforms and test systems to ensure interoperability, to make sure things work. We need to make EV charging as dependable and simple as filling with gas. So why is it so hard to make EV charging work all the time? Here's a basic diagram. You have automakers. I'll use Ford as an example. They make EVs. They plug into chargers, which should be called EVSE for electric vehicle supply equipment. I'll use ABB as an example of that, and I also have a separate video coming up talking to them. The EVSE talks to the charge point operator, who runs the connected network. In North America, most charge point operators are also EMSPs for e-mobility service providers. They handle the transactions. Between all these parts, there are very well-written standards to govern the communications, managed by CharIN and other associations. But when so many different companies are involved, there are occasionally different interpretations and implementations of those standards. So it's up to organizations like CharIN to bring together competitors to work collaboratively towards a common goal.
I'm Claas Bracklo, chairman of CharIN. CharIN is a global industry association where we bring different industry partners together to create a seamless ecosystem of charging. And that is necessary for the end user to have that seamless in a good quality, because the end customer does not care about who is behind that. And the challenge for CharIN is to bring those parties together and to glue it together for the end customer. CharIN is caring for the ecosystem of charging, to bring those parties together who are necessary for the charging process, and that has been dedicated to CCS so far. With the discussion on the J3400 plug, we appreciate or we support that. If that is a nationwide decision, we still need the ecosystem of charging, and that is our contribution, because we have the society together. So we have almost 90% of the global charging industry within CharIN, and so we have all the knowledge to examine the current CCS system, but also the approach to making a standard out of these charging connector from Tesla. And so that was one asset of what we are doing within CharIN. We formed a so-called interoperability group. We examined through the Tesla connector, and so we recommend as a society to make a standard out of that, because only with a standard we can care for an open market and fair access to everybody. And that already happened. So all that discussions is going to the SAE. We are cooperating with SAE to figure out what could the contribution of CharIN be, and the SAE, and the contribution of CharIN is always to care for the complete ecosystem and to care for equal market access opportunities for everybody, and to avoid any pool position for anybody. And as Tesla is starting from that proprietary point, they are member of CharIN, and so they are part of the team to make the future system better. What is our approach? Better for the end customer, and we need to have all industry together. And that is currently easy because Tesla has the charger side and the vehicle side. That is just a one-on-one combination, and that is easy to bring that to market. It's easy because you have a single stakeholder industry, and within CharIN we have 1,000 stakeholder industry, and that is just more complexity. I would say that it's a megawatt charging system. So as we have a strong amount of CO2 impact from the truck business, and we have to transfer the truck industry quite quickly to a CO2 neutral mobility system. And so that was what CharIN was creating with the requirements groups. Okay, what is the market need, and what can we learn from history from the passenger car development? And that MCS is the enabler for the truck industry to go electrical and CO2 free. And that is for me with the biggest impact to society. So the second would be the PnC, or we call that plug and charge. That is a seamless interaction for the end customers, so not to need any cards or credit cards or RFID tags or QR codes. So that is convenient. That is probably one of the drivers, which is more important than CO2. But from a personal perspective, I would value the CO2 aspects highest, and the next is the plug and charge as a customer functionality, because if that is seamless, if it's working on the first shot, so that cares for acceptance of electromobility. Yeah, so I'm personally an engineer, and I would say the engineer is always interested in results and want to improve their products. And that was the origin of this Testival event, to bring engineers together. And we started to generate standards for charging. And they first started with academics, then they have programmed some PCB boards and tried to figure out, and that was the origin. And they all trusted each other because that was on PC board level and computer and digital, and so okay, there is no need to compete on that structure that is like an operating system, but what we are used to. And they are not marketing managers or strategists, so the pure engineer. And from that format, that developed year by year, or that evolved year by year, to gaining more trust. If you share information, is it good for you? Is it for the benefit? And what they all identified, so the product itself is getting better, and if the product itself is getting better, so that is a basis for the growth rate of electromobility.
To maintain that spirit of collaboration, photography on the test floor was strictly limited, but I did get a chance to talk to Lincoln Electric and ABB about their new hardware, so check out those videos. I'd like to thank Claas for sitting down and talking with me, CharIN for letting me attend this event. The work being done here is really important, not only to improve the reliability of the charging network, but to add new features and functions to make it more convenient. Thanks for watching.